Hi P5 pupils. Okay, before you start doing this piece of work, I'm going to show you a few examples on how you could do these questions. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do question 1A, 2A, 3A, and then 4A and so on. Okay, so please bear with me, watch through the video before you try to attempt so that you make minimum mistakes. Right now, these are questions that you should be able to solve pretty easily. Now, first of all, let's take a look at this. Say, convert each decimal into a fraction or mixed number. So, look at this. It is 0.075. The first zero shows that there is no whole numbers. So, there is no mixed number. So, how do we solve this then? Now, I always teach you in P4, read the number of zeros we have here. Read the number of decimal places we have down here. 1, 2, 3. 3 decimal place. 3 decimal place also means that the denominator has 3 zeros. Look at this. Like that. You see? 3 decimal places, 3 zeros. And you will never go wrong, okay? Now, then once you do that, put your 75 right on top. Then of course, go for your simplest form. Now, then you know, when it ends with a 5 and a 0, always remember you can divide that by 5. So let's divide this by 5. So we have 1, 5, 200. Divide by 5 again. Remember, the last number ends with a 5 and 0. You can always divide that by 5. 340. Okay. Put this into the simplest form and this is what we get. Okay, do you understand now? Now next, let's go to question number 2. Question number 2, 2A. Now they want us to fill in the blank. Now this is how I always tell my pupils to watch out. You know, this is 2.6. This is also 2600. So you know, the 2 and 6, they are all here. So it means that you are only multiplying by 10, 100, or 1,000. So you can do some form of guess and check if you want. Now, let's assume that we multiply that by 10. Now, always remember whenever you multiply numbers, the numbers tend to become bigger. And if they become bigger means you're going to move the decimal towards your right hand side. Okay? So I'm going to make, of course, multiplying. So I'm going to make the decimals move by 1. Why do I move decimal by 1 position? Because there's only 1 0 here. So if I move it here, it becomes 26. The point becomes here. Okay, so it's 26, but this is 2,600. So now, let's add in one more. So 2 0, move to position 1, 2. So 260. And then this is your decimal, so it's still a wrong answer. So 260. So no, let's try again. Let's put in one more 0 here. Let's bring it one more position. 2600. Did we get that? Yes. So it's multiplied by 1,000. Now, I used to teach in P4. If you're not in my class, this is what I will tell you. Now, for example, if this is 2.6 and we're moving 1 position, 2 position, let's say times 100. Let's say times 100. We're moving 2 zeros, 2 position, 2 decimal places. So the decimal place will be here. Now, what is in this position here? Now, I always say this is like a roof. If there is no one living inside this house, you put a 0. Okay? So that's why every time you see that I move 1 decimal place towards the right, I actually put a 0 because there's no one living down there. Okay, so this is for question 2A. Now let's take a look at question 3A. Now this is also multiplying, but this time around it's not multiplying by 10, 100 or 1,000. Now it's multiplied by 60. Oh, first of all, I always tell my people, let's split this up. This is actually 6 times 10. Okay, this is actually 6 times 10. So 0.4 times 6 times 10. There you go, you see? 0.4 times 6 times 6 times 10 times 10. Look at that. And then of course 0.4 times 6 you get 2.4. So 2.4, you multiply these two together. I hope you know how to multiply. If you don't, please do your working that is learned in P4. Then we will reach this point here. 2.4 times 10. Now times 10 means you got to move, every time you multiply, remember you move towards your right hand side because your number must become bigger. So let's move it one position. So if one position like this towards the right hand side, it becomes 24. There you go. Okay. Now we will stop this video and I'll proceed to question 4 and 5.